Alright, looking good, sounding good. What's good, everybody? Jenster here, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, it would not be a Jenster live stream if things did not go wrong just as I'm about to go live. Once again, I had everything set up, everything all nice and neat and orderly, and what does my live stream decide to do? Throw up on itself right before it was time to start streaming. But it's become a tradition by now, so why don't we just have fun with it? Let's make sure the chat is working. Awesome, chat is working. Well, without further ado, let's get right into another draw and chat sesh. So, continuing from the last art stream that I did, I am working on emotes for future videos. I've already decided what the next video I'm going to be working on is. I'm still going to make a 600 subscriber celebration animation. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I have a few ideas, but I'm gonna put some love and care into this animation. Like, if it's not done by the time I reach another milestone, whatever milestone I'm at, by the time it's finished, I'm just gonna do it. But that's gonna be the next big project. The next commentary video that I'm gonna do, I'm going to be doing some do's and don'ts when it comes to taking commissions. Originally, I was gonna talk about like 5 essentials that people who want to take commissions need to do. But I decided to stretch it a little bit further and talk about things that you should do, as well as things that you probably shouldn't do. And, you know, it's not a spoiler to talk about these things, but I have a couple of motivations as to why I wanted to make a video about commissions. First of all, you know, commissions are super helpful to artists. It's a way to literally make business doing what you love. And because I've actually been doing commission work technically for about a decade. Like, I've sold my art before in settings like DeviantArt commissions or selling crafts at church, things like that. But I didn't get into like professional, like selling my art professionally until a rough, like, actually no, it was 10 years ago, because I started doing, was it 10 years ago? It was technically 8 years ago. It's just 10 is an easier time frame. But I have been selling my work commercially and professionally for about 10 years now. It started back when it started right when I graduated high school and started my first few years of college, that I started taking my art seriously and actually selling it. And because I'm a new-ish artist who, you know, has taken commissions and is slowly building a freelance career, you know, people looking for advice who want to do the same thing, you know, ask me how I do it. So the first motivation being because people ask me for advice on that in the first place, yeah, I would love to give some positive insight on how commissions work. The second reason that I'm going to make a video talking about commissions is, what was the second reason? I had this planned out. Shoot. Man, this stuff is always on my mind during the day. As soon as I actually want to talk about it, I can't remember for the life of me. Let me think. What was my second reason? Well, this was going to be my third reason, except I can't remember what my second reason was, so I'll just swap the two. My next reason for wanting to make a video about commissions is because I've had some experiences with people coming to my DMs, and I'm not too picky about who comes to my DMs. To me, the conversation itself matters. But I've had multiple scenarios of artists coming to my DMs and asking me if I want to commission them. And it was done because it was done in a kind of unprofessional way. Like, I want to be very careful because I want to keep my my channel a positive space, but I'm just telling a story. The multiple interactions that I had with people coming to my DMs and asking me if I wanted to commission them was scripted almost exactly the same. Like, it wasn't spam, like it wasn't a scam or anything. It was just a few separate occasions of a very similar setup that's not the best professionally when you're trying to get people to commission you. So the fact that it happened more than once in a very similar way, I want to discuss why doing it that way isn't best for your professionalism, and of course, giving insight on better ways to do it. Oh, now I remember what my second reason was. Hang on, let me make sure my stream health is doing okay, because I have a very bad habit of putting my streams on private by accident. Okay, it is public. Just making sure. Yeah, I'm gonna buffer a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay, no biggie. But yeah, the next reason that I'm gonna make a video about commissions is... No, I lost my train of thought. No! The ADHD. I redirected my focus and now I can't remember. Shoot. No, train of thought. You've betrayed me again. Oh, okay. Now I remember for real. Alright. The next reason why I want to make a video about commissions, before I forget again, is because, you know, I might have been doing commercial work for 10 years, but, you know, there's always something new to learn, and it's nice to see what other artists are doing that's successful, so I can learn how to implement it myself. And in some of the tutorials that I've watched, and this is no disrespect or saying you gotta do this to anybody, but in some of the tutorials I've watched, there's a few tips and a few bits of advice that I personally feel are incredibly crucial to something like commissions, and they're not talked about that often, honestly. And that's not to say that nobody talks about them, it's just I have trouble finding the videos who do. Like, I've said it multiple times, because originally I was going to make a whole video about just this, but I don't see too many people talking about terms of service when it comes to taking commissions. They kind of lump it together with like what you offer, and it's roughly the same idea. But I think that there's slight differences that are worth noting. So that's another big reason I want to make a video about commissions. Yeah, I'm buffering really bad. Let me see if I can go into my settings and free up some space without having to end the whole stream. Let's see. Audio, bitrate, video. No, that's about right. I think it's just YouTube as a whole that's having a bit of trouble right now, but that's okay. That's alright. No, as long as I'm not doing the, like, really bad audio where it, like, sounds like my mic is going through a cheese grater. That's all I care about. A little bit of buffering in the video itself. I'm asking a lot of my poor little laptop. I expected a little bit, but as long as my actual audio is fine, that's okay. That's alright. This is just hangout time. Okay, good. I didn't put it on that layer, so I can actually move the eyes a bit closer together. So yeah, I'm working on a script for that video right now, actually, so expect the next commentary that I do to be about taking commissions, because I know it seems a little bit hard with things like AI and job markets and things like that, but it is still possible. And you know, the best ways to do something, at least in my opinion, is with positive encouragement. So I just want to offer some positive insight on something that's incredibly important to the art world, and you know, help out with that. Plus, I'm fairly certain I mentioned it in the last video, but I want to give thanks again to everybody who has helped the art protection video I made to get really well received. I feel a little bad about the length of the video, but I had a lot to say and I probably could have kept going. I tried, especially with the chapters, I tried to like make it easier to see so that you're not just sitting through 40 minutes of empty noise. But yeah, I'm super appreciative that that video's been so well received since it's been released, and hope that it's actually helping people as well. Yeah. To move on, I do know the animation that I want to do for the 600 subscriber milestone. I want to make a music video. Like, I want to take a piece of music that I like and make a little animation to go with it. I just have a few choices for songs and I can't pick. But I have a really bad habit of sitting on projects for way too long, so I have a commission that I need to finish, and then I'm gonna get right into it. Although in this case it's a little bit different, because if it does run a bit long, the actual production of this animation, I want to make sure I'm not rushing it. I want to make sure that it actually looks good. Oh, my phone's vibrating. I thought I put it on no sound, but that's okay. That's an easy fix. There we go, now it's on mute. Yeah, I'm also, I've been streaming, Ratchet and Clank gameplay for the past month about, I think, and I'm almost finished with the game. I want to try and finish it tomorrow so that I can do a different game for a live stream, because I think I've only got 2 actual planets left, 2 actual locations. It would be nice to do kind of like a 100% complete run where I go through and try to find the gold bolts, but I at least want to complete the base game on stream so I can switch to a new one. I'm thinking I might do Ark next, just something a little different, something that's not like, doesn't have an exact beginning or end. You can go as long as you want. You know, a sim game, something that the objective is kind of optional. I might take breaks in between drawing streams every week to live stream some Fortnite, because I have a bigger audience, especially for Fortnite, now that I've been doing it a bit more consistently on YouTube. Or I suppose I could always take a break from the art stream during the week and stream Fortnite to Twitch. I gotta get a little bit better at advertising in my community when I'm going live. But I also do want to thank my subscribers for helping me with the consistency. Like, this is what I would like to be doing full-time someday. And, you know, it being a tradition that every time Jenster does a live stream something goes wrong is kind of funny. But, you know, it's not impossible. Hopefully one day this can be my full-time job. But I appreciate the support that I'm getting right now, because this is definitely a lot more growth than I had 10 years ago. So I really appreciate it and want to make sure people know that. Let's see. What next? Yeah, pardon the lag spikes. I'm doing my best. I don't know why it's having such trouble, but it's okay. We're just here to chill. We're here to chill, no biggie. Let's see. Alright, we'll go to the... See, the problem is I haven't drawn Jenster facing forward yet, so I actually don't know what the earphones would look like from this angle. I suppose there's a couple ways I could do this. I could do it like this, where it's cutting through the line in the middle, like that, and then erase this bit right here. Or, let's see, how does that look without the rough? I think I might like the other way better, so instead of it cutting through like that. Because, you know, realism isn't exactly the goal here. Obviously, this is a very toony style, but aesthetically pleasing is important. So what is the more aesthetically pleasing way to do this? Probably this way, where we have the line going straight down like this. Right. And then the earphone part coming out like this. Let's see how that looks without the rough. Is that better or worse? Not bad. We're getting there. I might give it, because it kind of looks like it's sliding off of the headset instead of being rigid enough. Hey, get back here. Oh no, I put the ears on the wrong layer. That's okay. That's an easy fix. I just take that off and put it on this layer right here. We're gonna go, where are you? Paste in place and then merge down. There we go. Now it's on the right layer. Ta-da! Yeah, so I don't want it to look like it's sagging off of her head. So I think I want it round for sure. But I also want it a bit rigid, like it's not a lump that's trying to fall off of her face. There we go. That looks a little bit too wide. I might want to cut it down ever so slightly. Like, shave a little bit of that off, right? And then scoop it a bit more like that. Yeah, there we go. Now it's getting to where I want it. Okay, alright. Okay, I see you. There, that's better. Yeah, I like when it comes together. There. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. All right, now we just got to do the other side. So very similar. So swoop. Nope. Swoop. There we go. Yeah, because my live stream breaking is becoming a tradition. If I have a live stream that's scheduled for 6:30, expect it to be 7. And expect that with anything, honestly. The one thing that I can get away with when it comes to that is like video premieres. But yeah, if you see that I have a live stream upcoming and it says 6:30, expect it to be 7. It looks great. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, it took me quite a while to come up with a an avatar that I liked enough to keep. Like, of course you do this enough, things are gonna change. But I wanted to have at least a solid avatar, you know, with room for improvement, but something that I could still like have on screen, of course. And this avatar is also based on a costume that I made in real life out of costume pieces from Amazon. So I wanted it to both look like the costume that I can actually wear, as well as have its own identity. Yeah. And I don't know, lately, especially when I rebranded my channel for the first time, I don't know, the kind of like neon DJ Cyber City aesthetic I've just grabbed onto. Let's see. Yeah, one of the hardest things for artists, drawing something on the opposite side, like the other eye or the other ear. Here we go. I'm gonna shave a little bit of that off and put it an itty bit higher. There we go. That's a bit better. Shave some of that off, some of that. Boop. Okay. Oh, too much. Too much. There we go. Okay. Nope, gotta get closer. There we go. There. Okay. Yeah, my Photoshop has been very mean to me lately, where it crashes without warning. It tends to only be the Photoshop files that aren't saved directly to the cloud. Like, the stuff in my Creative Cloud seems to be fine, but for whatever reason, the stuff that's saved to my actual computer has just been having the worst luck. Like, I tend to be good for like 10-20 minutes, and then it just pauses, and then it's like, Photoshop has crashed. It's like, for what? You were working fine 10 minutes ago. But I'm prepared. If this crashes on stream, you know, I have safety measures. I'll be able to reload it, no problem. I've learned. I've gotten smarter. Yeah, I'll mess with the settings after this stream, see what I can do to help it not be so buffery, but that's okay. Let's see. Let's take the rough off for a second so I can get a idea of where I want the hair. Do I want it a little more leaning, or can I work with that? Let me see. Because how far would it be if I did it, like, over there? Or if I add, like, an extra loop right here? Yeah, I think that'll work. Let me see. If I do this... Yeah, that makes some difference there. Something that I like to do when it comes to my art in general, but especially my characters, I am a huge advocate for off-model styles. Like, especially in puppet animation, when something is on model, that means, like, it rarely deviates from the established art. Like, it's rigid, like, you follow the look of the art director to a T, and you make sure that it does not deviate from that at all. Like, for my art and for my characters, I have, like, a basic body plan, essentially, where, yes, this is how they normally look, this is their default, but for certain things, it doesn't have to be exact. Like, if the hair is just slightly longer than normal, like, the eyes are a little bit taller than they usually are, because that inconsistency, to me, both makes it a bit more visually interesting and easy to redraw over and over again without it looking too obvious. I do that with a lot of my characters. There's very few that I stay rigid on. So, like, how I normally draw Jenster, as you can see from the ref to the left, like, I usually draw this part, this part of the hair right here with, like, 4 swoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this part with 3. But if I needed to do more, or let's say that it's a really quick animation and she, like, whips her hair, I could get away with, like, doing 3, and it really wouldn't be noticeable. Like, it's only going to be noticeable to, like, other animators and other artists. But that's why I like doing the off-model stuff, because the imperfections make it easier without it, like, ruining it. Sometimes it can be a little obvious, like, it's a case-by-case scenario, but I personally like off-model more for my own work. Like, I have a character who has, like, spots on her body in her basic build, basic character setup, and she has 3 spots on the top of her head. The rigidity would come from the fact that whenever she's drawn, she always has 3 spots on the top of her head. But the off-model part would be that whenever she's drawn, depending on the scenario, the size of those 3 spots on the top of her head will change. Like, depending on which direction she's looking in, smears, lots of high action. She always has 3 spots on the top of her head. That would be the on-model part, but the off-model part would be they don't have to be the same size depending on how she's animated. So that kind of stuff. I like a nice blend. Alright, so I am going to do a little wave motion. Do some motion lines right here. Okay. Alright, okay. Yeah, because as an animator, I'm going to be drawing things over and over and over again. And I kind of get a pass because I have a very toony style, but, you know, that doesn't work for everything. So little tips and tricks now and then are good for helping speed up the process without it being super obvious, you know. Alright, let's see. So I think I'm ready to actually start. Hey, what are you doing? What layer are you on? There we go. Yeah, no stray pixels. This is gonna be on a transparent background. I can't have that. Alright, so I think I'm ready for the coloring. I think I actually am gonna go the extra mile this time and do some shading, just a little bit. Because I'm gonna have multiple stills for videos going forward. So I don't want, like, the lighting to be every which way. So I might pick a specific direction the light is coming from, depending on the expression. But I might go the extra mile and actually do some shading and some detailing, since these are going to be still images. Like, they're not going to be animated. They're just going to be PNG frames to get the point across. Okay. Alright. Cool. Like, I have plans in the future for other kinds of commentary videos. Like, I don't want all of my videos to be commentary going forward. Like, well, first of all, I'm going to make sure that nothing I talk about ever is going to be related to drama in the art community. The only kind of commentary and maybe drama that I might talk about is when it comes to boosting your craft for yourself. Like, the last commentary video that I did was about how to protect your art from AI, which was opinion-based and technically drama because of how touchy talking about AI can be. But that's about it. Like, I'm not going to be talking about who did this, who said what. The only commentary videos I'm going to be talking about are tips and tutorials. The reason why I call them commentary videos is because I do occasionally talk about real-life connections when it comes to those topics. Like, because the next video I'm going to be working on is going to be talking about commissions, I'm probably going to give some real-world examples of how those tips can be applied, especially when it comes to the positives of implementing them and the negatives. But that's it. I want to make sure... Whoops, wrong color. I want to make sure that everything that I'm talking about is either subjective or is meant to actually encourage people and help them improve. Not to give my 2 cents on who said what. And commentary, the word is easier to understand, or at least, you know what you're in for, more than the word tutorial or advice. Like, it grabs that attention more, and it is a commentary because I'm commenting on the subject matter. But maybe because the word commentary can have negative connotations, like you hear commentary channels and like the negative reputation they can come with. Maybe to make sure that I don't make it look like I'm contributing to anything negative, I'll try to think of another term. Or I could come up with like a series name, like, like kind of what I do with the live streams. I call it Jenster's Art Zone. Maybe I could come up with something like that for the commentary videos, or the commentation videos, however, so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to get involved with any drama. And I lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was originally trying to say, so there you go. No idea. I got yapping and the yap train went off the rails. But that's okay. But that's also what you call it? That's also relevant to the commission video I'm going to be working on. I'm going to make sure that even though I'm talking about some things that you probably shouldn't do if you want to take commissions, I'm going to make sure that the advice is subjective and not in a discouraging way. Like, I'm not going to say, you better stop doing this right now if you want to be a professional artist. But I'm going to talk more along the lines of, hey, it would be a good idea to do this instead of this, and here's why. But if it doesn't work for you, then that's okay. Because that was actually another reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. I'm not a huge fan of the tutorial type of videos that like actively discourage you or actively tell you you're doing everything wrong while they're trying to teach you. Because that learning style works for some people, and it's very hard to please everybody, obviously. But for me, when I'm told that I'm doing everything wrong and I better stop if I want a real job, or that doesn't encourage me to do better. That makes me feel, you know, that makes me feel behind, that makes me feel out of touch. And that's just a personal bias. I'll make sure that I'm very clear on that. So if that kind of tough love kind of teaching style works for other people, great. But because it doesn't work for me, I want to make sure my videos covering similar topics are done in that learning style that I prefer, to help other people who also share that learning style. Because there is enough negativity in the world right now. I do not want to add to it. Yeah, there we go. We're getting somewhere. I feel so bad about this buffering, but I don't know what the matter is. I've looked, but that's okay. Considering that we almost didn't have a live stream at all today, I won't complain. I think you're doing awesome. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. Right, there we go. Let's see. Should I add the pink on the side of the headphones? Maybe a little bit. I could always do like, I could always do something like, if I get the right size here. There we go. Always do something like this? No, maybe not that. Like this? Maybe. Let's see. Does it look better like this? Actually, yeah, it does look better like that. I'm gonna keep it. There. I would say the base colors for this are done. Let me shave off a bit of pink up in that corner up there. Definitely doing awesome. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that a lot. Let's see. So far, so good. Okay, alright. Yeah. I'll come back and do the detailing later. I'll go into the next pose instead for now. So we will turn the opacity of that down so I can make a new one. Alright, so that's a wave for the introduction, so I will do the second half of the introduction I was thinking about. No, I don't need the rough. I can do that from the rest of it. I want to be careful. I don't want to do the animation problem where when you're doing something frame by frame and the consistency gets thrown off and like stuff stretches and shrinks. I want to keep it consistent enough. There's a difference between going off model and being uncanny. And going off model is okay, but being uncanny can be a slippery slope. Alright, let me make sure that's roughly the same size. Yep, that's about right. We'll stretch it just a itty bit. That way, and that way. Okay. And the spine is actually going to be straight. So instead of arching like that, it's going to be forward. Alright, I'm going to actually turn the symmetry on for this one. Nah, I don't need the symmetry. I'll be fine. I don't need it. I'll be fine. We'll do this instead. So, do a little bit of this. A little bit of this. See, I also have the bad artist habit of trying to make the rough as perfect as possible, because, like, the whole point is you're going to be drawing over this, but that's a perfectionism problem that I have. Maybe I don't need to make the hips that wide. Go that way. There we go. Because I know it's extra work, but I personally prefer, when doing PNG tuber stuff, drawing the poses individually instead of just, like, changing how the arms are folded or different expressions. There's a time and place for those. Like, if it makes things a bit more visually interesting to just change the expressions every now and then, but keep the same pose, then I probably will. But for major pose differences, like, crossed arms versus, like an angry, you know, table flipping pose, for example, I would rather do it, individually than use the same frame. That's just personal preference. I'm gonna get a different color for the clothes. Yeah, and I might put the roughs of these frames on Patreon just to help build that up. Yeah, these are specifically going to be for the like tutorial advice video formats going forward. No, I don't want to cheat this time. I'm gonna do it the long way. Gonna do it the long way, going this way. We need another hand right there. Another thumb, finger. Oh, too big. Finger. There we go. Okay. There. We're getting somewhere. We're cruising. Alright. Did I fill it in last time? I did. Okay. This makes the XL eyes easier to see when I actually fill it in like this. There is a video after. I think this is going to be the video I work on after the commission video. Doing art the long way? No one else is going to know what that is. That's my husband putting inside jokes in the chat. Sure, I'll out myself. I'll give the context. For whatever reason, my favorite video on the internet, or favorite series of videos on the internet right now, I don't know the guy's name, but it's my favorite video on the internet right now is Peanut Butter Jelly the Long Way. I don't know why. It's so stupid, but I love it. So now my husband and I have a running joke, where if somebody says the word long, we say it the long way. My sense of humor is so scuffed. I do art the long way, though. I go the extra mile for things that not many other people will do, but that's okay. That's just how I do things. Now, if you had typed the long way with like 5 O's, then I probably would have got it sooner. Hello, hi, how you doing? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Glad you could be here. Let's see. Is the headphone band too thick, or am I just... It's just a rough Jenster. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just gonna draw over it anyway. Yeah, exactly. Drawing and streaming the long way. Yeah, my other favorite, and I'm fairly certain it comes from the same person, is the meme that goes, "Butt a dog with the butter on him." I love it. It's so stupid, but I love it. Yeah, that's become another inside joke with us. My pet rabbit likes to use paper bags for houses. We cut the handles off of them and give her a little house in her cage. And every time she's sleeping in the bag, we go bunny in the bag with the bunny in it. And I don't know why it's funny. It's not. It's only funny to me, nobody else. Oops, I needed that. Come back here. There we go. It's just a rough, it doesn't have to be perfect. Me. Yep, literally. If I were to work on some fan art for you, what OC would you like me to draw? I'm bored and want to draw something. Aw, I appreciate that. That's super sweet. I don't know. Like, I have so many to choose from. Like, this VTuber that I'm using isn't my character, so I wouldn't say her. But, I'll put my art fight in the chat. That has, like, all of my characters from all of my socials in it, so feel free to pick. But that's really flattering. I appreciate it. Let me see. Give me just a second. Grabbing a link. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Because the thing with art fight, you have to put the link in exactly, or you're not going to be able to find the person. So this link that I'm posting, actually, I can't post links. I purposefully did that. I purposefully did that to prevent spam. So let's see, what can I do? What can I do? I think I can post links, but other people can't. Let me see. Yep, okay. So you go to artfight.net and then you put this little symbol after that, this one that I'm sending right now. And then Jenster G, capital J, lowercase everything else, and then capital G. Yeah. So if you go to my art fight, you'll find all of my characters from all of my socials. So if you would like to draw fan art for me, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you for offering. That's super sweet of you. Yeah, I'm going back to the previous messages because my chat box is so tiny. Yeah, it's just a rough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Me with every rough draft ever. Yep, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I actually forgot to mention it this time around, so while there's people in the chat, I'll mention it. I am in the process of getting my own VTuber. I'm borrowing this one from a free-to-use model on Steam. The model artist's card name is actually in the description of this live stream. But I'm in the process of commissioning somebody for my own VTuber based off of Jenster. I'm just using Pack Leader Highwire, which is the name of this character, for practice. But in about the next month or two, I should be getting a VTuber for Jenster. I like this VTuber so much that I'm probably going to keep it for other things. Like, I'm probably going to keep it for Fortnite streams, because that's the skin that I use the most. Because it's just too good. The artist's name is Scoot X, and they did an amazing job. Like, I love it, but I don't know what to use it for once Jenster comes. You're like so cool. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Because, like, here's the thing. I'm doing now what I wanted to do 10 years ago. Like, you know, yeah, I take inspiration, of course, from people who are already doing this for a living, because eventually I want to get to that point. But when it comes to doing stuff like this, especially since so many people are VTubing, so many people are live streaming, stuff like that, you know, you have to find your niche. And I honestly, for the first time ever, think I found it. Like, besides VTubing, you know, with a character that I like from a franchise, essentially, like, I think I found it. I found my setup. I found my personality, so to say, even though, you know, it's not like I'm playing a character. Like, this is the kind of positive I like to be. Like, I'm getting somewhere, and I really appreciate the love and support, not just from my subscribers, of course, but my friends, my family, my husband, who I think is still in the chat right now. Like, you know, I'll admit, not to, like, turn this into not to make things negative or like, you know, harsh the vibe or anything. One of the like human things I struggle with the most is I have the worst time like letting myself be thankful. Like it's just my personal human trait. I have such a hard time, you know, receiving thanks and like wearing that thanks on my face. You know what I mean? Like everybody has intrusive thoughts, right? You know, the ones that are like, "Oh, you're not doing this right." Like, "Oh, you don't deserve 600 subscribers." Like, you know, I'm making a lot of changes to myself with positive help from friends and family, and I'll admit, while some days are much better than others, I'm okay. Like, I don't tell myself that enough. And if you don't tell yourself that enough either, say it with me. I am okay. I am doing what I've wanted to do for a very long time. No, I'm not exactly where I'd like to be, but I'm doing it. You know, weird tangent, I know, but if my stick is gonna be being positive on stream, then I want to be truthful, you know. So I'll say it again. I am okay, and thank you, goodness, words. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate that things are going this well. Let's see. Oh, chat. Hold up. Boop, I'm reading. I followed your art fight, and I'll be working on the fan art. Post the community tag. Aw, thank you. Thank you. It's really, really sweet. I appreciate it. But I want to be careful. Like, I don't want to be like the cheesy kind of positivity. Like, you know, I'm gonna keep it genuine, honestly. You know, if I have to cancel a live stream to take a mental health day, I will. Nope. The positive that I share on the stream is going to be genuine. I mean it. I've thought about doing this series, but it might just end up being extra work. Maybe I can make it happen by like doing it in shorts format, because shorts are slightly easier to do than long form videos, of course. But I thought about doing this weekly series called Feel Good Fridays, where if it's not a live stream, it's just a video or something, just sharing some good news, not just good news in my own life, but just in general, you know, giving people a place to like stop before the week is over, you know, hang out and, you know, just have a good time, have some positive vibes. But because I'm streaming twice a week now, and still trying to work on long form videos at the same time, I don't want to give myself too much extra work that I can't handle. So if I do go with that series, I'm probably going to keep it in shorts format just to make things easier. Oh, let me see. Reading the chat. I have to duck out, but I just want to say you're not cheesy in a bad way anyway. Just the right amount of cheese. Yep, that sounds about right. And I think you deserve to be super proud of how far you come. Aw, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But thanks for stopping by. Yep, hope to see you next time. Have a good rest of the night. Let's see, it's about 8 o'clock right now. I think I'm going to go to at least 8:30 before we call it a night. So anyone who wants to stay that long is more than welcome to. Oh yeah, let me be truthful. I'm not saying that I'm never cheesy. I just don't want the positivity to be cheesy. I'm cheesy. Like, let's not lie. I will admit though, one thing that's super hard about doing these live streams. When I get in the zone, I'm dead silent. But of course, you can't have dead silent, you know, in a live stream. So trying to stay in the zone while having stuff to talk about, that's taking some serious getting used to. Because, like, for me, especially with ADHD, I'm the kind of person that, like, you get talking to me about a subject that I am heavily hyperfixated on, I ain't stopping. You better prepare. You better clear your afternoon. You talk about anything like Sonic or early 2000s like web shows or anything like that. Yeah, clear your afternoon. You ain't going anywhere. So that's why I'm trying to talk about the plans for videos that I have going forward, because that's about a decent middle ground, I think. But, of course, for the sake of this live stream and live streams going forward, I'm also okay with just talking about random things if anybody asks questions in the chat. Like, that includes Q&A stuff or just in general. Plus, it would give me something to focus on. But when I don't have anything to work with, like, when I don't get questions, most likely I'll just be talking about future videos. Alright, almost done with the rough. I'm going to do the last part of the face, and then I think I can get started with the line art. Alright, I can turn this layer off now. There we go. Let's move that over just a itty bit. So, I'll drop a little bit of Jenster lore while I'm doing this. Originally, I wasn't gonna have any lore, like, while obviously Jenster is a character, an avatar that's, like, based off of something specific, you know, originally I wasn't gonna make lore, she was just gonna be, like, an aesthetic version of me. But, of course, the gears get rolling, the creative juices start flowing, and I start, thinking about stuff. So, a bit of Jenster lore, her head is a screen. Like, when I'm wearing the costume that I made, it's obviously a mask, but for the actual avatar, the character, it's a screen. So, she's able to project anything she wants on her screen face. The X's are her default eyes, like, that's, like, at attention, but she can project anything she wants on her screen face. But something that I want to do is whatever facial expression she's projecting onto her screen face, I want it to be an actual character that can be typed on a keyboard. So, like, the shape of her eyes is based on things that, like, semicolons or less than, greater than signs, like, just something to keep it interesting. Let's see. We're getting somewhere. We might even get to some actual line art before the stream ends, so we'll see. Get some more erasers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There's another bit of rigidity and staying on model, but it doesn't have to be perfect. She always has 4 splits in her mouth. Like a skeleton almost. Like, it doesn't have to be drawn the exact same way all the time, but it's always 4. So little tidbits like that. Oh, I just remembered something I was going to talk about ages ago, but completely derailed. The next video that I'm going to do after the commission one I'm working on is art tips I wish that I knew sooner. Because, like, you've been drawing for a certain way for so long, and you're like, man, the process for doing this is super long. I wish there was an easier way to do it. And then, like, you're playing around with your art program, accidentally hit a hotkey, and then it does exactly what you've been doing, like, exactly what you've been doing, but with extra steps, and you're like, are you kidding me? This has been here the whole time? Like, I want to do... Oops, wrong layer. I want to do that kind of video. Where I talk about things that, like, I know now, but if I had known them 10 years ago, it would have been much more helpful. But that's going to be the video after the commission one. The commission video is going to come first. But if you take anything away from tonight, even though I'm going to be talking about them in my own video, if you're going to take commissions, learn how to write terms of service and invoices. Those are super important. I don't think those are, except maybe if you're using PayPal, because I think you do have to be a certain age to have your own account. Terms of service and invoices are lifesavers. While I'm working on my own video, do some research, look them up for yourself, for anybody else who's made a tutorial on them. Terms of service, invoices. They are commission lifesavers, trust me. Let's see, how big are these compared to the last one? They might be a little too tall. I'm gonna have to shrink them a tad. Just a itty bit. Shrink, 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 shrink. Yeah, we're gonna go like this. There. Yeah, her ears are just a itty bit too long. There. That's better. Or is that worse? No! No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Shoot. Oh well. I guess I'll start with the face first. Maybe that'll help. We will do the screen head first. Oh man, I wish I saved the video. There was an Instagram reel that I saw like a year or two ago. Of this artist, just sharing a work in progress, like how they make their art and stuff. You know, sharing their process, you know, being all cool like that. They start their drawings body first and then go to the head. Like, you've got to be some kind of wizard to start your sketch literally from the bottom up. How do you do that? I could never. Because, like, other artists impress me all the time, you know, how they come up with their creative process. But bottom first, there's no way. Like, they started with the legs and worked their way up, and it looked fine. Like, how? Something else that might be cool to do for videos going forward is, like, having, like, a question of the video type of thing, like, where I ask a question in the video, people write their answers in the comments, and then the next video that I make, I read some of them. Just a way to stay engaging. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Nope, too much. Too much. Back it up. Oh, let's see. For me, it depends. Sometimes I never do sketch, sometimes I draw the body first. That's what I used to do. Before I learned how to do words. Before I learned how to do construction lines, that's exactly what I did too. You know, I would just draw the body, I'd get right into it. And it's not that my art looked bad. You know, maybe some of the anatomy was a little bit off, but it wasn't bad. It's just how I drew. And then I learned how to do construction lines, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a game changer. And I'm sure there are plenty of people who are even older than I that don't draw with construction lines, and their stuff is unique to them. There's no necessarily right or wrong way to draw, just ways that improve it for you. Like, you know, if you never do construction lines and you choose to do your art without it, that's fine. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. That means that's your niche, and you use it, you know, in a way that's unique to you. Because, like, something else that I used to do that a lot of people tend to grow out of, but it's not necessarily wrong if you do it this way. I used to draw the clothes of my character first, and then draw the hands coming out, like, draw the hands coming out of the sleeves and whatnot. And the reason why some people grow out of that is because when you draw the sleeves or the pant legs first, and then draw the hand or the foot coming out of it, if you were to line up the anatomy of those objects and, like, try to make a body underneath the clothes, it can make the anatomy come off a bit weird. For me, I still do that sometimes, but it depends on what it's for. Like, for the PNGs that I'm making for this live stream, I'm not doing that. Well, I mean, kind of. Like, you can see from my construction lines, I at least make a simple body. Where I want the major, like, body parts to be. And then I draw the clothes on top of that. And because this is for more of a quick and easy thing, it's not like a long, drawn-out portrait, it doesn't have to be that close to life. Yes, if somebody were to actually draw the body under the clothes, it would probably look weird. But for what I'm using it for, it doesn't matter that much. So it's not going to be so uncanny that it's going to distract from everything else. So in my opinion, there's no right or wrong way. There's just improvements, because you can always improve. You know, here, for example, look at all the YouTube videos, both from way back in the day and even still now, of the animations of stick figures fighting. Like, that's not anatomically correct, but we still love it, because, like, it's super detailed, despite them being literal stick figures. Like, it's all subjective. But it doesn't hurt to learn, because you might learn how to do something that you never would have even thought of, and now it's really helping you to improve. Because just like I was mentioning earlier, unfortunately, not all of them, of course, but there is a teaching style when it comes to tutorial videos of, you're doing everything wrong, you better cut it out right now. That doesn't work for everybody. Plus, sometimes it's also just clickbait. It's just how people grab the attention to get people to watch the advice, because the advice itself might be really good. Like, what they're trying to teach you might be really good. But if your learning style isn't the super aggressive, you better stop it type style, then, you know, that's not going to encourage you to find the direction that you want. And it goes both ways. The more positive, like, softer spoken videos I intend to do isn't going to be everyone else's learning style either. But because it's a learning style that I do best with, by making it, I could be helping somebody else whose learning style is like that. So the thing that helps me keep organized when it comes to making videos, especially on slightly sensitive topics, is making it in a way that I would want to watch it. Like, if I was talking to myself, literally, like, I was talking to my exact me right in front of me and trying to teach me, essentially, how to do this, how would I phrase it? And that helps me with my organization. And when I make videos with that format, then somebody else who learns in a very similar way has a tutorial to go to. So that's my thought process, if nothing else. This might be another YouTube video question in the future. What is an artist's superpower that you might have? Like, what's something that you do really well that might not necessarily be the correct way, but it gets the job done and it's unique to you? For me, that is coming up with character designs that are not like pat on the back way, not like bragging way. Character designs that are just about right on the first try. Because I took a class in college for character design to learn how to make characters specifically for animation. And I took multiple classes, and they both had similar yet different teaching styles. But one thing that they both did was teach me how to not pick the first draft. Because when you're creating a character, it's a good idea to create multiple variants so that you see different perspectives, you see something that might look cool that you didn't catch the first time, and you kind of make an amalgamation of your roughs into the perfect character. That's technically, in the industry, the right way to do it. Because, and there's a reason why, like, I'm not making fun of it, there's a legit reason why. When you... Oh, hold up. Chat message. Let's see. Hey, I finally finished the fan art. I'll post it right now. Plus tagging you. Aw, that's super sweet. If you want to post it somewhere that I'll see it, post it to either my Sheezy, which I know you follow me on there, or, what's another one? Or BLUESKY. I'll see it there a lot faster. But I really appreciate the fan art. Thank you. Also, real quick, just in case you have to leave. When I see that fan art, because, I've started putting fan art and commissions that I've made at the end of videos, are you okay with me using that fan art at the end of the commission video when I finish it? You'll be credited, of course, but, yeah, I'd like to put it at the end of the video for subscribers to see if you're okay with it. But, long story short, because I could yap about this for hours, the point of doing the rough sketches is you don't want to have a design, put it into professional syndication, essentially, and then notice a bunch of mistakes that you have to fix. Because, like, say it's for, like, an animated TV series, and you have to keep fixing mistakes every single episode. Unless you're The Amazing World of Gumball, the lack of consistency is going to be really obvious. So, you try to perfect it and not just go off your first rough draft, just in case. But for me, I'm actually okay at making characters from the first rough draft that are practically fine. Or the, because I don't want to say perfect, but they, you know, they look the way I want them to on the first try. Because I've even tried to experiment, like, you know, in those character design classes, we, not in a bad way, but we were forced for the sake of the, lesson to make a character, and, we could not stick with the first draft. Like, we had to make other rough drafts, and the professor had to help us pick the best one. I made a character on the first rough draft that looked pretty much exactly how I wanted her to. But I had to follow the lesson, of course, because it was school. So I made more rough drafts, you know, just for the sake of the class. My professor came over, looked at it, pointed to the first rough draft I said, and they're like, yeah, I like this one. Why don't you go ahead and finish that one? And I'm like, that was the first one! It's like, well, I guess that's my superpower. That's what I'm good at. Yeah, because going back to the fan art thing, when I share fan art on any of my socials, I'm obviously gonna tag people. Like, that, not doing that would go against that whole 46-minute video I made. Like, oops, what did I do? Get back here. Let's see, merge down. There we go. Almost there. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, I might do a poll. Like, I'm gonna schedule a live stream for next week anyway, just to help with consistency. But I might do a poll asking people if they would like next week's live stream to be art related again, or a video game. Not necessarily Fortnite, like I could always do something new, but I'll ask if people would prefer another art stream, or to switch things up and play a video game instead. If video game wins the poll, then the live stream after that will go back to art for a little bit. Let's see. Oh, okay, I'll probably post it on my Cheesy and Blue Sky also. Feel free to use my art. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Yep, I can't wait to see it. Yep, draw some ears. Some ears. So I forgot to mention, the way that my webcam is set up, like, I'm looking down at my drawing tablet right now, so it can't really my webcam can't really read my eyes unless I'm looking directly at it, so it's probably looked like my VTuber has been asleep this entire time, but we'll just say she's sleep talking, yeah. Ooh, I'll mention another artist superpower that I have. Surprisingly, I actually like the sound of my voice in recordings. Like, some people can get kind of embarrassed about that, especially speaking in public as a whole. But for me, how my voice sounds on microphone is actually fine to me. Like, I don't know where that came from, but I rarely have a problem with it. It's not my voice being recorded that I have an issue with. It's showing my recordings to my family. I don't know why that freaks me out more than my actual voice. being online. I mean, I've gotten better at that. Like, of course, all of my socials, including my YouTube, is public. Like, I don't have anything to hide. But because I have a very specific brand of silly, sometimes I get a little hesitant. But I've gotten better at that. I've improved in that area. Because my family, they do watch my streams. Or if not my streams, they do watch my videos. Like, I'll give a shout out to my mom for a second. And if she's watching the stream, hi. When I posted the video for the art protection, like an hour or so later after I uploaded it, or if not an hour, within 24 hours of me uploading that video, she sent me a text message saying, I watched your art video. That was really cool. You did a great job. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I didn't think you watched my videos, but that's good to know. Yeah, this is roughly about where we ended last stream, actually. But kind of backwards. Last time I had, like, the body finished and the head just started, but this stream I'm gonna have the head mostly finished and the body still needing some work. But that's okay. We got a lot done in an hour and a half. I think the weeks that I take a break from art streaming and do a video game instead, I'll continue to work on the stills in my free time, because if I wait and only do live streams 1 week at a time to draw these PNG stills, then they'll never get done. So there'll be some weeks where I take a break and do video games instead, and then I'll do the drawing behind the scenes. But I'll try to do the stills along with the script for the commission video to try and keep things organized. Certain expressions will probably have to wait until after the script is written, just to make sure I capture the emotions properly. Plus, I also work faster when I'm not talking, so I'll want to take breaks. I want to take breaks to catch up and have them ready faster. There we go. We're making progress. That's a little wide. Why don't we move that over some? Nope, a little more. Come on. Yeah, now I can be a little bit more nitpicky because this is the actual line art. But I can still be this nitpicky when it comes to roughs too, so it's not exclusive. There, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, this is looking about right. Alright, let's see if we can get that that hood on. Or actually, let's wait for the hood. Let's start with the torso so that I know where the lines need to go. Let's see. Let's see if I can at least smooth this out before I close the stream. Alright. And I'm gonna cheat again. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that I'm about to do the thing that all artists do. Shh, don't tell anybody. Let's see. I posted the fan art on my Blue Sky and Cheesy. Oh, thanks. I'll be sure to check it out, leave a nice comment. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing it. But that's actually where I'm gonna end the stream today. So thank you all for sticking around. Thank you for the nice chats and the nice wholesome messages today. I'm so glad that you could join me. If you like what you saw, of course, and would like to support me, feel free to like the live stream, give me a subscribe if you haven't already, check out my Patreon for membership rewards if you'd like to support me further. I'm going to be streaming again on Saturday at about 10:30 or 11 a.m. For some more Ratchet & Clank. But thank you so much for coming to see me. I will see you again next time. Love ya, bless ya, peace out.